Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince!
And today's question comes from Doctor Who 100, who asks, is it worth seeing a movie that got bad reviews?
Yeah, sure, why not? I think it's totally worth seeing a movie that got bad reviews. I mean,
you know, Vince, if you took charge more often, if you just like took over and did everything your way, our videos would be 5 seconds long.
Well, it's because I'm right, and you guys have to deal with it. No, it's not true.
All right, cool. Well, no, I agree with you, but now we're gonna do that academic thing of telling you why.
Well, that's true.
Okay, so bad movies. How much do bad reviews deter you from seeing a movie?
You know, it depends on whether or not I'm really excited about it. Like, for example, I collect Conan comic books, so I was probably going to see Conan even if it got bad reviews. Correction, even when it got bad reviews.
Didn't you expect it to get bad reviews?
You know, I suppose you can't expect too much out of a Conan film, and I suppose we're entering into a society where we have a lot of expectations. We're just a little harder to please by spectacle.
I'll tell you, I didn't see it. I'm more interested in seeing it now after I found out who's playing Conan.
Oh yeah,
because I didn't know who was playing him. It just didn't click when I saw it. But I loved Stargate Atlantis, and I like his role in that. So
yeah, the guy that played Conan was okay, but
I can see why they would have picked him.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why.
He looks good.
He looks perfect as Conan, but then you see him actually act, and you're kind of, ooh, I wish you could act like Conan does. But, you know, Conan's a good example, actually.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Let's go with Conan. Like, okay, here's the deal. I was going to go see Conan whether or not it got bad reviews. But should you go see it? Well, it depends on whether or not you want your opinion to largely stem from somebody else's opinion. I mean, if you're okay with the idea of that movie's bad because X amount of people say it's bad, well then, okay. You know, I guess that's fair enough.
I don't think that's fair enough.
I mean, well, no, I don't think that's fair to them filmmakers, but I think, you know, if that's the way you're going to be, I mean, I suppose you're saving money in your pocket, and I guess that's fair enough.
Sure. Here's the problem with that kind of thinking, though. It's going with the masses on the principle of going with the masses, and I reject that all the time.
You know what's interesting, though, is that film critics are seen as supposed to be the scholarly opinion, so therefore they're not necessarily part of the masses.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the mass of filmmakers. Here's the thing: just because of film critics, just because a bunch of film critics agree that a film is bad, doesn't mean that you can necessarily take that at face value. Because, and we've had this conversation on a podcast, because film critics have a stake in this for their career.
Right.
So they're not just writing reviews to tell you what they think of a movie. They're also trying to get somewhere in their career. So you have to take things with a grain of salt. I don't think you should ever go with numbers. I don't think you should go with Rotten Tomatoes. If Rotten Tomatoes tells you that a movie is 35% out of 100, and you go see it, and you refuse to see it, and later you see it on video, and it's awesome, and you should have seen it in the movie theater, you're going to be kind of irritated that you did that.
Yeah,
and this happens. So I mean, what are you basing the numbers on? Well, you see what I'm saying? You need to read a few reviews and figure out why. If there comes to be a consensus of it's bad because of these things, and you go, I don't like those things in a movie, and 16 people said that. I'm not saying you have to read that many reviews, but say 5 people all said that, then there might be some validity to it. But it should be based on something more real than just numbers.
You know what I think a person should do?
Sorry, that was a long-winded. Go ahead.
I think you should be interested in reviews. I think you should be interested in quote-unquote professional or scholarly opinions, or even the layman opinion, because we have a lot of amateur reviews going on. But I think that what you should do is be aware of reviews, but if you're interested, go see it anyway. And
well, we need to be developing our own opinions that aren't based on other people's opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I've had arguments with people or conversations, call them what you will, where they say, that's a bad movie. I read a bunch of reviews. I know it's a bad movie. I don't have to see it. And my opinion is, really? You don't have to see the movie to know it's bad? Like, for example, I was pretty certain Spider-Man 2 was going to be bad. I was pretty certain.
Based on what?
Based on looking at trailers and all the information that I'd gotten about it, all the hype that was being... Spider-Man 3? Did I say 3 or 2?
No, you said 2.
I meant 3.
I was like, Spider-Man 3. What are you talking about? There was a pretty big consensus from critics that was decent.
Yeah, no, I was pretty certain Spider-Man 3 was going to be bad based
right.
on what I'd heard about it before the movie even came out. But I didn't shut it down. I didn't say I'm not going to go see it. So I went and saw it, and I didn't like it. But, see, there's the point, is that go make your own opinion. I think you need to forge out your own opinion, even though... all I'm saying is, if you don't have a lot of cash, I understand if you don't want to go see every movie unless it's guaranteed to be good. But,
I suppose I can see that.
yeah, that's all I'm saying, is that if you don't want to spend the money, I understand, but also...
See, here's the thing, though. Were it me, if I had to pick 3-4 movies the whole year, I probably would actually stay away from reviews entirely.
Really?
I would probably base it on my own interests. Biggest science fiction film of the year, I should probably go see that. You know what I'm saying? Or actors I like, or directors I like. A lot of people who don't go see movies very often go because somebody's in it, or because it's about a particular subject matter, not because they're looking to see the top 5 movies of the year that got closest to 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know of a lot of people who do it that way. Maybe there are, but you know what I'm saying? People generally go based on interests.
It would seem to me that then you would probably have gone see Inception and King's Speech and Black Swan, and those 3 movies may not necessarily all be in the same preferences.
Yeah, exactly. You might not like all those just because... And also, we should talk about personal preference a little bit, because whether you like a movie doesn't always have as much to do with is it good as you might expect it to. There are a lot of movies, and we've talked about this, but there are a lot of movies that I recognize the validity of, and understand why they're well made and why they're worth making. Doesn't mean that I enjoyed it.
You know, I also think that it's worth mentioning that just because a bunch of critics don't like it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that the popular opinion at this time means that it's not palatable, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So,
or it could mean that it's bad and it's still enjoyable. Because we talked about in another podcast that we're dancing around a lot of other things we've done. We also talked once about sometimes it's fun to watch bad movies.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can always Mystery Science Theater it.
Hey, I enjoyed Spider-Man 3, and I had all kinds of technical problems with the story and with everything. Not even just technical. It fell apart, but the action's quite good. I mean, it's not that there's nothing good in that movie. I mean, and as I said when I did my rewind on it, it was trying. It just failed.
If you're looking for a good time, then critics' opinion should not necessarily deter you from seeing a film. I mean, we had a great time watching Columbiana, but that's not because it was good.
No, that's because we saw it together. We both said I think you said if you'd gone by yourself, you'd have walked out.
Yeah, no, you said that.
Is that what I said? Okay, I couldn't remember who said that.
I said if I'd gone by myself, I'd had a terrible time.
Yeah. You wouldn't have walked out?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have walked out.
Can I ask you that question? This is totally off topic. Have you ever walked out of a movie in the theater?
No, because I spent money on it.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
I'm going to stay and watch it, because, even if it's an hour's more worth of torture beyond the point that I said, I'm tired of this, I should walk out.
I have said lots of times that if X were in place, I would have walked out. I don't think I ever have either. I think I have the same thing you have.
I've never walked out because, also I feel like the third act does a lot for whether or not a movie's good. So there could be an hour's worth of just pain for me, just not enjoying it, not liking it, and then you get that last half hour of suddenly somebody's realized something, and the climax is worth it. I'm not going to say that happens a lot. I'm just going to say it's happened before.
Well, do you have any other points to make about this particular topic?
I think I'm just going to give that ultimatum thing. It's totally worth going to see a movie that got bad reviews. It's fine. It's don't shut down your own opinion-making process just because there is a critical opinion out there. Let yourself give yourself some credit too. You need to develop your own preferences, not based on what some guy in a shirt says.
No, or even a guy not wearing a shirt.
This is true.
But
the shirtless critic is getting great reviews.
Yeah, I've been hearing that, but I only listen to his podcast. Okay, I think that sometimes, especially novice critics, fall into the rut of looking at what all the popular critics say and then trying to make sure that their review falls in line with that, because they think that there is a right or a wrong answer, and there's not.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, give yourself some credit. Have well thought out opinions, have well considered opinions. But if you do those two things, if you think things out, if you consider them, if you have a decent knowledge base about something, and what you think is completely opposite of what a large amount of people think, that doesn't make your opinion any less valid.
Yeah, that's what keeps art going around.
That's right. I think it's dangerous to start thinking that consensus is everything. So what do you think? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this particular topic. And if you have something you'd like us to talk about in a future GNN, put that in the comments as well. And thanks a lot for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince, reminding you to support your local comic book store.
We'll see you next time. Worst ending ever.